up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? Just coming in tonight to remind you about the reading that we're going to be doing for the contract for the Black America, contract for Black America. Well, we'll be reading on with part 2, lending reform, with what he has to say about the massive bank lending and finance reform that he wants to effect in the contract with Black America, what they were calling the Platinum Plan. As you can go, if you go on my channels, you'll see my rebuttal to the last statement where they're using Malcolm X and things. But what I wanted to just remind you all that's what's up. We're going to be doing that reading tomorrow on part 2 again of the Platinum Plan, the contract with Black America, lending reform. Tonight, before we, what I wanted to do is remind that, and I wanted to leave you with one other thing tonight. It's a 5-minute video. I played it a little bit in my last rebut, but I wanted to play the 5 minutes for you so that you could see it for yourself, okay? It's the New York Times report that they did, okay? A 1968 report warned, and it was ignored. And I need you to pay attention to it, okay? So check it out. Thanks again for coming in, subscribing, and everything. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start that for you, okay?
My fellow Americans, we have endured a week such as no nation should live through, a time of violence and tragedy.
During the summer of 1967, after years of growing racial tension, black neighborhoods in more than 150 cities erupted in protest, leading in some places to violent clashes with police and widespread destruction.
90 deaths, 2,000 injuries, 12,000 arrests.
In many cities, the unrest was sparked when black communities protested against abuse by mostly white police departments. Often, police and the National Guard responded with more force.
Mass arrests that swept up many innocent bystanders along with the lawbreakers. In the conflict between white authority and black ghetto, old grievances deepened and spread.
You cannot fight violent criminals with nonviolent methods. We had a war, and I think that you have to attack the war with warlike weapons and under warlike conditions.
What is responsible for this violence, for this rebellion, is the inability of the city government to feel, as human beings, the plights of the majority of the people in this city. And that is the cause of this violence.
As a result, President Lyndon Johnson formed a national commission led by Illinois Governor Otto Kerner to study why the uprisings happened and how they might be prevented in the future. The Kerner Commission's conclusions were stark. It pointed to decades of pent-up frustration in black communities over police brutality, poverty, and the inequality caused by discrimination and segregation. And the commission placed the blame for those inequalities squarely on white Americans and racism.
Our nation is moving toward two societies, one black, one white, separate and unequal. Discrimination and segregation have long permeated much of American life. They now threaten the future of every American.
The Kerner Report called for sweeping changes to American society, more economic opportunity in black communities, better housing conditions, and more accountability for the police, including steps to stop police abuse, limit stop and frisk, and build trust between police and communities.
The Negro ghetto is a mystery to most police, except as a source of crime. But the commission suggested that police start looking at it as a place where people live.
It warned that failing to act would lead to more division and more unrest. The findings captured the public's attention, but Johnson, despite his work on civil rights, ignored them.
A year after the Kerner Commission report on rioting in America, a private study warned today that the nation has drifted closer to a racially divided society.
20 years ago today, the United States was shocked by a report on racism in America. There have been changes in 20 years. Some things are worse.
firestorm of uncontrolled riots and violence that is still going on tonight.
The same conditions that led to the riots of the 1960s also led to the violence and disorder in South Central Los Angeles.
Civil disorders and solutions to the causes of the violence were addressed nearly 25 years ago. The findings in the 400-page report could have been written yesterday.
Michael Brown's body is still in the middle of the street after that 18-year-old was shot by a police officer.
Well, in the wake of the violence in Ferguson, Missouri, President Obama is proposing sweeping changes to police departments nationwide.
We can't have Ferguson and Baltimore happening again and again.
An update to the Kerner Commission report says by many standards, the rifts in American society have grown worse. Child poverty is up. School segregation has returned to 1968 levels.
What do you want?
I can't breathe. Please, the knee in my dick. I can't breathe shit.
Okay, that's wild, right? I mean, that's wild, ain't it? That's all I can say. That's wild. What can you say? Now, this is the stuff that's going on and what, he is bringing up in his message for the contract for Black America. Cubis, he's actually doing that. So, I mean, that's what he's trying to have happening in the contract for Black America. Again, he's dealing with all of this police reform, all of these different things that these folks been trying to deal with it. They've been trying to tell us the answers here. So I think we ought to give this a serious look because nobody else ain't ever presented anything like this for us. And as you can see, again, if I go back here, he's looking for your comments. He wants your suggestions to add to this or take away and ask things. I have some questions about some things in here we'll talk about as we go. But again, this is why we wanted to bring this up. I hope you enjoyed that video and you got something from it. Again, I thank you so much for listening to me. Stay tuned for some more. We're going to be doing it later, okay? Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your evening.